Hey, what's good? It's your boy, the Elitist Gamer, and in today's video, I will be breaking down the Hunter Gunslinger subclass, giving you a guide for how to use the Hunter in PvE and PvP. So let's get started. Alright, now, for the Hunter Gunslinger, you have a few armor pieces that are really good to use, and a lot of different builds that you can go with. So I'm going to be highlighting some key ones. For the helmet, you have Aquafade Symbiote, you have the Celestial Nighthawk, which are the two best. The worst are the ATS Arachnoid, and this is a pretty good helmet depending on the situation, the Knucklehead Radar. For arm pieces, you have Young Ahamkara Spine, you have Caprice Sting, which is really good, and you also have the Crest of Alpha Lupi chest piece. The Radiant Dance Machines, which are not that great. I do not have the Bones of AoE to show you, unfortunately. Haven't got them yet. But alright, let's start out with the helmet. Aquafade Symbiote has a discipline stat roll. It has the perks for increased grenade throw distance. You have 4 golden gunshots. You get an additional 1 from your normal 3 that you start out with. You have more super energy from grenade kills. So, the discipline stat roll and the more super energy from grenade kills is great for PvE or PvP. You'll get your super up a lot quicker the more grenade kills you get. And having your discipline high means you get your grenade more often. For the Celestial Nighthawk, this is not a good helmet to use at all for PvP. It's a PvE helmet. It has an intellect stat roll. Replenish super energy when you kill an enemy with a grenade. Increase super energy from killing minions of the darkness, which is all the PvE enemies. And your golden gun only has 1 shot, but it does 6 times the damage, which means you can take out a lot of major yellow health bar enemies. A lot. You'd be surprised what you can do with this helmet. Also, it gives you the keyhole ability for over penetration, and we'll talk more about that ability later. But this is a helmet that you can really use all the time in PvE, but it's more so something just to play around with if you want to show off, do some montage videos. But nonetheless, I know a lot of people who actually do use this helmet just casually all the time. For the ATS Arachnoid, this is the worst, and I repeat, the worst Hunter Gunslinger helmet. Causing damage with grenade reduces your melee cooldown. That's a pretty good perk. Replenish super energy when you kill an enemy grenade. That's also good. But your golden gun zooms in for accuracy when aimed. Golden gun is already accurate enough as it is. Granted, you can miss shots from time to time. It happens to us all. But it's accurate enough as it is. The discipline and strength rolls on it. Nah. It's not that great. There are much better options. For Knucklehead Radar, you can use this for gunslingers or blade dancers. This is the type of helmet where you would use for Trials of Osiris, for Inferno Control. Well, not even Inferno Control, because it doesn't work there either. This is just something you would really use for skirmish and trials. Something where you always want to be observant of your surroundings. When you use your primary weapon and aim it, you will still have the radar on the screen. So it's a pretty good helmet. It has a strength roll. It's good for that. Now, let's talk about the arm piece. Young Ahamkara Spine allows your tripmine grenade to last longer. I believe it's up to even 30 seconds when you place it on a wall or on the ground. Has a discipline stat roll, increased reload speed with special weapons, which is good. More super energy from grenade kills. This is honestly a good exotic arm piece to use. It's pretty good for PvP. Not so much for PvE. This one The new House of Wolves exotic arm piece for the hunter comprises things. It allows you to go invisible as a gunslinger. And also, it gives you the perk where your melee attacking an enemy from behind while invisible delivers 4 times the damage, which is also the backstab perk from the Blade Dancer subclass. So this is pretty good to use for PvE or PvP when you just want to go invisible off the radar in the Crucible, or if you're doing something in PvE where you need to be invisible and you want to do that, then it's good for that. Increased reload speed with primary weapons is good. Reduces melee cooldown when you pick up an orb of light. It's also pretty good if you're going for a strength build, which is the stat for this arm piece. The Crest of Alpalupi. This is amazing for Trials of Osiris. Revive your teammates faster. You get revived faster. You make more orbs. Carry more ammo for special weapons and hand cannons. It's a great chest piece. The exotic boots, radiant dance machines. Now, I will talk about a specific build later on for this exotic piece itself. It has a strength roll, carry more ammo for heavy weapons, which is great for PvE, and it allows you to run much faster, to sprint much faster than you normally would. Alright, let's break down the subclass itself. For grenades, incendiary grenade. It's an explosive grenade that you can attach to people and it'll explode and it'll do more damage over time. It's a pretty good grenade. Swarm grenade. It's not the best, but it has its uses. Some people use it and I don't really care for it personally, but it's cool. Trip mine grenade, in my opinion, is the best hunter grenade, period, for both subclasses. You can attach it to the wall and people will run by and get caught by it in the Crucible. You get multiple kills with it. You can attach it to people in the Crucible and they'll explode and they'll die. You can use this in PvE to attach it to the wall and put it at certain spawn points where the ads come out and it'll get a lot of enemies. So it's a great grenade. For your jumps, double jump, better control. Triple jump is the only way to go. Not higher jump, triple jump is the only way to go. Golden gun. For your super perks, you have Deadeye. We just talked about the accuracy of the golden gun. You really don't need that. You might miss a shot here or there, but you don't need this. Combustion and Gunfighter. Now, if your intellect is low and you want to have your super up more often in PvE and PvP, and you don't have gear to boost your intellect to the max, Gunfighter is the way to go. But if your intellect is maxed, Combustion. You can get multiple kills with one golden gun shot when targets are grouped up near each other. Alright. For your throwing life as a gunslinger, that is actually your melee ability that isn't really a melee ability, because you still can just run up and stab people, but you get your throwing life. You have Circle of Life. Killing an enemy with throwing life while Golden Gun is active extends the duration of Golden Gun. It's pretty good if you are interested in that, by all means. Incendiary Blade. Throwing life catches enemies on fire, dealing additional damage over the time. This is honestly my favorite one to use, because even if you don't get an initial kill with that throwing life, it still can kill them because it'll burn them for a short period. Life Juggler. Precision kills with throwing life immediately reset its cooldown. Now, if you're just the type of person who loves using throwing lives all the time in the Crucible or in PvE, by all means. But me personally, I go with Incendiary Blade. For your armor, recovery, and agility perk rows, this row and this row, I go with armor, as I said in my previous video. And if you watch that video, you understand why. So I don't really think I need to go into it. Now, if you want to do recovery, by all means. Now, keep in mind that the hunter in PvE and PvP does not have as high armor as a Titan or a Warlock. So that's why I do value armor so high. Because I just play in-your-face aggressive playstyle. In PvE and PvP, that's just my playstyle. Now, For your next row of perks, you have Scavenger. Picking up ammo reduces the cooldown of your grenade and throw life. That's a great perk. Keyhole. Now, Keyhole is the ability where I was talking about where it overpenetrates your target and can kill multiple targets with one golden gunshot. Keyhole and Combustion will stack together amazingly. So if you're using Aquaphase Symbiote, Keyhole Combustion is the way to go. If you're using Celestial Nighthawk, it already has the Keyhole perk, so you can use one of these other two. Gunslinger's Trance. Precision kills increase weapon stability. It stacks up to 3 times. This works in combination with Chain of Woe. Precision kills increase reload speed. Stacks up to 3 times. Which means that your guns will be more stable when you shoot them, which will allow you to get your headshots even more, and it'll stack. Plus, your reload speed will increase when you get precision kills. So these two work together perfectly. And if that's the option you want to take, by all means. Over the Horizon increases the range of Golden Gun. Me personally, I'm a person who plays an aggressive playstyle, but sometimes I do want to hang back, maybe snipe, maybe use a scout rifle, and sometimes I don't want to always just be in your face when I get a golden gun, because more often than not, when you activate your golden gun in the Crucible, you may end up dying because you don't have a damage resistance like Blade Dancers do. So it's very easy for a Gunslinger to die when he activates his golden gun. So this perk will help you still get your kills while still staying alive. Now, Gambler's Dagger. You get an additional throwing life. This will work well with Life Juggler. You get 2 throwing lives, and then you'll basically get your throwing lives right back if you can get headshot kills with your throwing life. So if you want to have throwing lives all the time, these two will work well with each other. So that is about it for the subclass perks. Now, let's talk about Intellect, Discipline, and Strength. Maxed out Intellect in PvE will mean you'll have your golden gun all the time, which means you won't have to use Gunfighter. You'll already have maxed out Intellect. So if you can find gear for that, do it. In PvP, you can possibly have your golden gun maybe 4 to 5 times in one game. I know I've done it plenty of times. So, Discipline. We talked about the Trip Mine Grenade and how good it is. Having higher discipline will mean you will have your grenades more often, and you won't have such a longer cooldown time. Strength build. Now, if you're that type of person who wants to go for the throwing life build and always have your throwing lives, go for strength. Me personally, I use throwing life, but it's something I use as maybe a last resort in the Crucible or in PvE, just when I just want to use it to kill an enemy that's low on health, or one of the tier 1 enemies, the red health bar enemies. So, let's quickly recap. Aquaphase Symbiote, Celestial Nighthawk, great helmets. This is the best and really only helmet I can recommend for Crucible. If you're doing Skirmish or Trials of Osiris, this is a great helmet to use. The ATS Arachnoid, worst. I only have it here just because I have it. I haven't, gotten rid of it, but I just still have it. This is really good for Crucible. It'll make your trip mile last longer. In PvE, or even if you want to use it in PvP, this is great to be a gunslinger and be invisible, and make your melee attack and an enemy from behind do 4 times the normal damage. Chest pieces, Crest of Alpha Lupi is great for trials and skirmish. Radiant Dance Machines. Now, I did say I was going to talk about that build. When you use the